Welcome to Secret of This World, the podcast where we uncover untold stories and hidden truths shaping the world around us. I'm your host, Jason HUTAGALUNG, and I'm thrilled to have you with me today. In our last episode, we explored the rise of Hercules, the notorious Indonesian gangster who emerged from the chaos of East Timor. But today, we're shifting gears to focus on someone whose life intertwined with Hercules, a man whose influence stretches across Indonesia's military, political, and even underground worlds. This is the story of Prabowo Subianto, a military commander, a political powerhouse, and a man whose legacy continues to spark debate. For better or worse, he's the force that helped shape Hercules' rise and Indonesia's modern history. Let's rewind to the 1970s. A young Prabowo Subianto enrolled at the Indonesian Military Academy in Magelang in 1970. By the time he graduated in 1974, he was already making a name for himself as a sharp and ambitious officer. Fast forward to 1976. At just 26 years old, Prabowo became the youngest commander of the Nanggala Commando Unit, part of Kopassus, Indonesia's elite special forces. This was no small feat, and his first major mission? East Timor, a place where conflict, ambition, and controversy collided in ways that would shape the rest of his career. East Timor, 1978. Prabowo's unit was tasked with tracking down Nicolau dos Reis Lobato, East Timor's first prime minister and a key figure in the Fretilin independence movement. That mission ended with Lobato's death, a tactical success for Prabowo, but at a staggering human cost. As the conflict wore on, allegations of atrocities began to surface. One dark chapter tied to Prabowo's name is the Kraras massacre, where over 200 civilians were killed. Survivors and human rights groups accused his men of orchestrating the violence, though Prabowo denied being there. The truth? Still murky. But the accusations? They've left a lasting stain. By the 1990s, Prabowo had climbed the ranks to command Kopassus Group 3. His methods were strategic but brutal. He leaned on militias, covert operatives, and even squads infamously known as ninjas to suppress East Timorese resistance. During his tenure, reports of human rights abuses, torture, extrajudicial killings, terror campaigns spiked. While these tactics helped Indonesia maintain control, they left deep scars on the people of East Timor and cast a dark shadow over Prabowo's career. 1998. Indonesia was in turmoil. The Asian financial crisis hit hard, protests erupted nationwide, and Suharto's 30-year regime was crumbling. Prabowo, now head of the Army Strategic Reserve Command, or Kostrad, was in the thick of it. His troops were accused of orchestrating kidnappings and violence targeting democracy activists. Critics say it was a desperate bid to suppress dissent and secure power as Suharto's regime collapsed. When Suharto resigned, the fallout for Prabowo was swift. He was dismissed from the military, marking the end of his career in uniform. But this wasn't the end of Prabowo Subianto. Not by a long shot. After his military career ended, Prabowo reinvented himself. He entered the world of business and politics, founding the Gerindra Party, which would become a major political force in Indonesia. But even as he pursued political power, Prabowo maintained his ties to figures like Hercules. Hercules, once a loyal soldier in East Timor, had risen to prominence as a gangster. Thanks to Prabowo's support, Hercules transitioned from the criminal underworld to a more legitimate political role, founding a pro-Prabowo organization called Gribjaya. It's a relationship that underscores the blurred lines between politics, the military, and the underworld in Indonesia. Today, Prabowo Subianto is Indonesia's president, a testament to his resilience and influence. But his past? It's never far behind. Allegations of human rights abuses, his controversial tactics in East Timor, and his political maneuvers during Suharto's fall continue to haunt his legacy. Yet, on the international stage, he's been welcomed as a leader, a nationalist and strongman, whose past has, in many ways, been brushed aside. For some, Prabowo is a hero who shaped Indonesia's future. For others, he's a figure tied to its darkest chapters. Either way, his story and his ties to Hercules reveal the complex, often murky, intersection of military power, politics, and the underworld. That's all for this episode of Secret of This World. Thanks for tuning in and exploring these hidden layers of history with us. Next time, we'll dive into another story that challenges the way we see the world.